Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to talk about gemstone cleansing. What is an energetic cleansing and why you have to do it. My name is Yeli. I am the CEO of Serenity by Yeli. I am a Reiki master and I am here to help you live your intentions. So, what is a gemstone and cleansing and what is an energetic cleansing? Well, your gemstones are energy beings, right? They typically in a natural state, they have high vibrational energy, and the effects and the intentions that they will support will have to do a lot, not only with their mineral composition, but also very, very tied to the color that they have. That is why a lot of the same colored stones share some basic intentions as well. So this is all energy, right? And energy is not static. Energy ranges and changes. So what does this mean? This means that if your gemstones have been exposed to a lot of low vibrational energy somehow, then their energy might get a little bit polluted, just like yourself. Let's say you're in a place where a lot of negative people are just talking and talking about negative stuff. I'm sure that that affects you. And when you leave there, you don't feel that great, right? You're like, this certainly did not lift me up. If anything, it might have just brought you down a little bit. Well, that is because why possibly the vibrational energy levels were low and you started vibrating low as well. You know, like the vibrating forks for music. Well, it's the same principle. We vibrate kind of like in the same frequency and level of what we have around. So our gemstones need to be cleansed, and our jewelry as well. Because let's say we've had a particularly hard day, most likely we were exposed to a lot of low vibrational energy. So this is why we need to restore the high vibrational energy levels of the gemstones, to just best benefit from it. Because if you are just carrying a whole bunch of jewelry of gemstones that haven't been cleansed, they'll still look nice and you will still have some benefit from their properties and align them to your intentions. But if you want to make the best of it, it's always good to keep them cleansed. So an energetic cleansing is not necessarily a cleaning. It is not a physical cleaning. It's just being able to elevate the energy levels of your gemstones. So let's say, like some people used to cleanse them with salt water. I am not 100% against that, but you need to know your gemstones very well so that you know which ones respond well to that. Also, remember that things used to be more natural back in the day. Things were not as polluted, things were more pure. So our water is not what it used to be. Even our salt, it's got a whole bunch of other stuff mixed into it. So I typically just don't go that route. I honestly try to avoid that one. And also, guys, there's something that you have to always keep in mind, that the gemstones that end in ITE, like amazonite, sodalite, and a whole bunch of other ones, they usually don't like water. And many of them change their mineral chemical composition when exposed to water. So you have to be very careful. You have to know your gemstones before exposing them to water. And it doesn't mean that the gemstone was bad quality if you notice a change after maybe, let's say you forgot to take your jewelry off when you took a shower. You are doing things to your gemstones that are not the best. And in those cases, you do need to clean them, not only cleanse them, but you also need to make sure you take the gunk off of them and all that. But I will talk about how to best care for your jewelry in another video. Right now, I'm going to focus more on the energetic cleansing part of the process. There are quite a few ways to do it. There's another one that I wouldn't typically just go and do that one, which is planted in a pot, because again, you will be exposing them to moisture. So you have the issue of those ending in ITE again as well. And if you have jewelry, you really don't want to expose your metals to any type of moisture, because metals will tarnish. It doesn't matter if it's gold, it doesn't matter if it's silver, it doesn't matter whatever the metal is. If it is exposed to moisture, it will tarnish. The only difference is that with precious metals, you can clean them again. But yes, so when we're talking about the cleansing, the energetic cleansing of the stones, we also have to keep in mind what other components our jewelry has, if it's not just a natural stone, if it's beaded into a jewelry piece. So always take that into consideration as well. There's another method that I really like, which is exposing your jewelry to a full moon bath, or a new moon bath. There are different moon cycles, and depending on what you want, you might want to expose it to one or the other. A moon bath in general is a great way to elevate the vibrational energy levels of your jewelry, and it's also great for setting intentions. And it can be as simple as leaving it near a windowsill, or just putting it on and taking a stroll at night, preferably where there's nature around you. Like if you're if you're at the beach, oh my gosh, take advantage of this. Take a stroll on the beach at night when the moon is out, and that is going to be great for your gemstones and for yourself as well. So this is one of the ways that that I do recommend. The other way is, there are some gemstones that are naturally cleansing, and I have one here. And my favorite one is selenite, and this is a huge selenite wand. So let me just take off a bracelet and show you kind of how to do it, right? So I have my bracelet, and I have different ways of doing this, right? I can just kind of wrap it around here and just place that on my nightstand. And this is especially good, just get into the habit of making this your way to cleanse your jewelry while you are cleaning yourself. So let's say you're going to go into the bathroom, you're going to take a shower. Be sure to put your gemstones on selenite. That's an awesome way. They also sell slabs, which are sometimes they are shaped like a bowl or a plate. And you can just put all your jewelry there, and that will be fine. It doesn't matter any stones. It doesn't matter that they're all touching each other. As long as they are touching the selenite, that's the best way to get them cleansed as well. If you don't sleep with your jewelry, then set it at night on a selenite slab, or tangle it this way like I showed you on a wand. So selenite is a great stone to elevate the vibrational levels of your natural gemstones. And I think it is a must to have. If you're a person that really enjoys gemstones, it's always good to have it. If you always keep them on your nightstand, just always have a selenite gemstone in the middle of it, and that will help them work together and attract or maintain or keep less of the pollution of the smog, energetic smog, if you will. Okay, so that is one of my favorite methods. The other one that I really like, and a lot of people do this one, is smudging. Smudging, there are many different ways to smudge, and smudging is just basically cleansing with smoke. So what things produce smoke? Hey, one thing, disclaimer, be safe while doing this, okay? So be sure not to do this in a closed area where you think something else may catch fire. But there are different ways. Sage is a very common one for a lot of people. However, if you don't like sage, I particularly myself, I don't love the smell of sage. So this is not my first smudging method that I particularly choose. And I don't like to use it in closed spaces. When I use sage, I prefer to use it out in the open, which is kind of hard because I live in an apartment, right? So that's kind of like very hard for me to use sage, but I do have a balcony. So sometimes I go out on the balcony. Just be sure that when you lay it down, it's not going to be fully, kind of like if you are trying to put out a cigarette, you kind of have to try to do that as well. And having an abalone shell is always a very good idea, just so that you can put it there and you don't burn any surfaces or don't burn anything in your house. So be careful with that. The other smudging technique that is very, very common and very popular is incense. And the good thing about incense is that you can choose the smell that you want. And there are different smells, and different fragrances are good for different types of intentions that you might have. So let's say your intentions are of a happy nature. Well, citric smells, lemon, incense is going to be perfect for that. And they also sell Palo Santo incense, and Palo Santo per se is also my favorite way to smudge, actually. Let me show you a stick that hasn't been burnt. Like, this is a Palo Santo stick that has not been burnt, but Palo Santo is my favorite. And I'm actually just going to light it up so that you guys can see kind of how it is that you cleanse when smudging. So you see the smoke that's coming out of it. So what you want is kind of expose your jewelry to it, and even yourself. Like, I also love kind of smudging myself, and I love doing this and then just putting it on the selenite. So you can also combine methods. You don't have to just choose one. You can combine them and use as many as you want. So smudging is kind of my second favorite, right? And my most favorite of all, you see how I went with from least favorite to most favorite. Before I go into the most favorite, I'm gonna skip. This is sound. Sound is also a great way of cleansing. Like, there are some Tibetan bowls. You don't have to choose like an expensive one. And then you can just also cleanse with sound. And I feel that when there is a lot of stress in a place, or there's arguing going on, like, at least in my house, when I don't know, people talking about controversial stuff or anything, like, I kind of just feel like I want to sound that. And whenever I do that, I kind of just feel that everybody's energy levels just rest. All that controversy that's going on, it just kind of leaves the room. And funny story, one of my daughter teachers used that to just calm the kids in the classroom, and they would all respond so well to that. So sound is also a very good way to use, and it's not intrusive because you're not going to damage anything that the gemstone has, or the properties, or the chemical composition, or the mineral composition. You're not going to mess with any of that with sound and smudging, and that's why these methods are like some of my favorite ones. And then let's go back to my most favorite one. It's Reiki. The caveat for Reiki is that you would either have to have a Reiki practitioner or be one, to be able to cleanse this way. So let's say I have my gemstone, right? And I am a Reiki master, so I just open up a Reiki session, put them in between my hands. I usually like to do this with my eyes closed, just because I tune everything out easier and I concentrate on what I'm doing. And I just kind of set the intentions of cleanliness, as well as sending Reiki energy, which will restore the high vibrational energy levels of gemstones and anything. So when you yourself get a Reiki session, you also get cleansed. Your energetic levels are raised. And that is why people feel so relaxed and they feel so well after they've gone through a Reiki session. And Reiki is a great way. And I actually like I in my shop I offer my VIPs. I send them an email invitation to an exclusive free weekly Reiki cleanse of their Serenity by Yeli stones. So if you are one of my customers, I have some videos where I explain. You might want to check those out, some videos where I explain exactly what it is that I'm doing. But basically, I'm just sending energy to you, to your Serenity by Yeli stones, and kind of raising the vibrational levels of them. However, like I've said before, combine as many as you want, and don't rely just on one, because sometimes once a week is not enough. For some people, once a week might not be enough because they are very exposed to low vibrational energy levels or difficult situations. So you might want to just do a daily cleansing. This is the best for your gemstones, like do a daily cleansing. However, if that is kind of not possible, and sometimes it's hard, because I know that falling into these routines is not super easy, then that's fine. Like if you have jewelry from my shop and you are a VIP and you replied yes to that email invitation that I sent you, because you do have to reply yes to that, then you will at least once a week receive this benefit. So, I have other videos as well, like about how to, the stones that you want to have in your house, and kind of like where to put them to do a cleansing in your house. So if you want to watch those, be sure to check out the other videos in my channel as well. And also comment below if there's anything specific that you want me to make a video about, because I'm happy. I'm doing these for you, so I'm happy to do anything that really interests you. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And below you will find the lists to my VIP email list, to my Facebook group as well. So there are many ways to reach out to me, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And just be sure to watch the other videos that I have in my channel, and I'll be talking to you later.